Hello, I'm Mallory from Quebec Homestead. Hey, I see Colin, Chris, I see Grace, Jean-Marc in the chat already. I'm really, really happy to be back. It's been a little while that I've been live, and I got so much going on, guys. So I'm going to talk about a little bit what's going on the farm, my bees, how they're doing, how my garden's doing, and a little update on the Shed Wars competition that I took part of this year. Hopefully my sound is good. Can anybody tell me if the sound of my microphone is good? That would be much appreciated. And then a little bit later, I'll probably have a few friends up on the screen with me. If you guys want to ask me any questions, then you're free to do so. And yeah, so I know there's a lot of new people on my channel. So thank you so much, guys, for subscribing and watching the content. It's really awesome. I did cut my hair, and for you guys that are new to my channel, you guys will see there's like a big variety of videos that I do on my channel. I am trying to reorient, as winter is coming. It sounds perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, so winter is coming, and a lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to be doing winter content, which, yes, I am going to do winter content. And I'm working on a series that I'm going to be doing this winter with Ben. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of Ben as we move forward. I recorded a video this week of the harvest of the potatoes, which I got. I'm short of 300 pounds. I thought I was going to get a lot more, but you guys are going to see in the different methods that I did, I left a whole bunch of potatoes in the ground in the fall, and the ones that I harvested from that batch, like compared to the ones that I planted in the ground in time, there's a little difference, but you guys are going to see in that video, which is probably going to come out like, I'm thinking maybe in like 4 weeks, because I'm that behind in my video scheduling. But this winter, we are going to do a lot of milling videos because we are getting ready to get all the materials milled up, and we have to go harvest some more wood in the forest in our 200 acres to get all the wood that we need for the greenhouse that we're going to build next spring. So that's like where my channel is going to be reoriented a lot this winter. Is just going to be a lot of prep work, renos in the house, because I'm trying to build a new studio for my YouTube, which is upstairs in my bedroom. And so we're switching stuff around. I've been doing drywall all week and trying to get that done. Lots of really cool things. So the kids are in school. This is the first year in 6 years that my both kids are in school full time. And so we have all these days to get everything done. So it's pretty incredible. It's a big step in our life right now. We're just really, really busy. Got a lot of stuff canned up. I got another, I think, 25 pounds of tomatoes harvested today. It's been rocking and rolling in the gardens. Stuart, hello. Diz Owl, hi Kelly. Nice to see you. Did I see my friend Alfredo? Hi, Alfredo. Yes. Oh, and there you are. Hey, Russell. So yeah, I cut my hair. How do you guys like it? It's so different, isn't it? Like, for a lot of people don't realize this, but when I met Ben, I had really short hair. And when he started hinting that he was going to propose, for us to get married, I always had that dream, of getting married on my horse with really long hair and having, looking like a princess. And so I let it grow out for 2 years, and we were supposed to get married in 2020. And then it got canceled because of COVID and all that stuff. So I was like, no, I'm going to have to grow out my hair for another year. And so it just feels so much lighter. It just feels really good. I'm just really happy with with just the fact that it's less heavy. But yeah, I'm happy about it. Hey, Colin. Tim. Hello, Tim. Nice to see you. Brothers camping. Hair looks good, Mel. Still holding the line from this. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so tonight I am drinking a little brew with you guys. And so I can't wait to set up my studio. I'm like, because what happens here is that my bedroom is right on top of this studio that I have right now, and it's right in my entranceway. So it's really busy during the day, and my studio takes up so much room. And that's why I have the green screen, because I want to hide all my mess. But yeah, that's what the plan is. And I want to get like a couch in there so I can sit on a couch and just literally hang with you guys. And if I want to sing, then, or do anything, talk loudly, laugh loud, I won't be afraid of waking up my husband that's upstairs. So yeah. Yes, that's a boot. It is a boot. Isn't it gorgeous? These boots were in the house when we got here. There was like when we moved in 4 years ago, the barn was full of antiques and a whole bunch of really cool items. And she's like, just go through, take whatever you want, and the rest they're just gonna they gave it away, or they just sold it to antique stores. And yeah, so I got this boot. I thought it looked really cool. Scott Hebert, buongiorno. Or bonsoir. All right, so you guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up when you come in. It really helps the channel a lot. It actually gives like a signal to YouTube saying, hey, she's live. You guys might want to go check her out. So that'd be cool. If you guys have any questions in the meantime, feel free to ask them. I'm going to answer as best as I can. So Ben has been working on the firewood. We're almost done getting all the firewood inside. I think we still have about like maybe 3 or 4 cords left to haul into the basement, which Ben has been doing that pretty much by himself, because what we come upon, like the situation that we're in, is we're both here full time, but Ben can't work in the gardens because of his back. So bent over, it's really, really hard for him. And so I tend to be stuck with the gardens, the harvesting, and the transformation, which that is a big load on my shoulders. Like with the amount of produce that I grow, it's crazy. Like I think I have over 100 cans of stuff canned up, and I still have so much more, which I am so thankful to my friend Sean from North Shore Preparedness. He sent me a box with canning lids because I wasn't able to find canning lids unless I bought the cans. And I was like, I have a whole bunch of cans. I don't need, all these cans on top of. So he sent me like, I think 8 boxes of canning lids, and I almost went through them all. So I have a whole bunch of goodies that I'm going to be sending out to some of my subscribers that helped me. I haven't gotten the thank you cards for the wedding donations done yet, but I'm going to be working on that pretty soon, as soon as I get my printer up and running, because I hate printers. I have like this love-hate relationship with them. It's fun to have one, but like to set it up to a new computer, oh my gosh, it's such a pain. And I think it's supposed to be really good quality for printing out photos. So that'll be really cool. And I also have a friend who is helping me. He's actually an editor. So he's helping me edit down a few videos for me for both of my channels so I can keep the flow moving. And he is also a printer. So he can probably hook me up with some merch eventually down the line. So I have a few ideas for those, which is like I have a picture of me, and it says, ask me about my tomatoes. And I'm holding like a really big potato, because even last week when I was doing my potato video, I kept on calling them tomatoes. I don't know what the deal is with me and those 2 words. I cannot, like, for the life of me, say the right word. But anyways, I edited a lot of it out. Hi, Sharon Q. Hi, Marcus. Nice to see you. Anna, bonsoir from Catskills. What will you change next year that you've learned from this year as very important? Anna, well, next year I'm not going to be gardening as much, like to preserve for the winter, because we are going to be building on the greenhouse. But if there's one thing that I took away from this year, is that weeding, a lot of people say you need a weed to get like the production out of this crop or whatever, but I usually tend to plant out more just in case life, gets the best of me. And the weeds in the garden haven't affected the production. Like, I'm not doing this on a scale to sale or anything, but I've learned that to let go and to let your garden just do its thing and to trust in nature is totally worth it. Like last year, I would literally go out and weed my garden and try to make it look beautiful and, you know, try to make it as productive as it could. And I would fertilize every 2 weeks, and it was really, really hectic. And I burnt out over it actually. And this year, just letting the things go, letting my garden just be wild and free and with the weeds and not caring so much about it, I ended up having beautiful, beautiful harvests. And so that's one thing that I think I would take away from this year is just trust your garden, you know? Thank you, Anna. Scott Somerville. Hello from New Zealand. Hello. Wow, another time zone. That's awesome. How long is a studio project expected to take? Stuart, man, I need to finish doing my bedroom. So what I'm doing upstairs is that I had this empty, well, it was an open room and it was the playroom for my kids. And so what we did is we went to mill some lumber and we did a division, and I'm finishing that all up. I have like 3 days of, plaster work and drywall to do to finish it up. And then we're going to transfer all the furniture from my room into that room. And then we're going to set up all my grow lights upstairs. And so that's going to probably be, once we get the grow lights in the room, probably, let's say, if I'm expecting it to be like in the next few weeks. And then, if we got to paint everything too. And then we got to go mill up some more lumber to finish up the division for my studio. And then I'm going to have to save up my money to buy some insulation because, I need to soundproof the whole thing. So that might be like, I might get done only at the end of the winter with all the milling we have to do for the greenhouse. So, I'm not trying to get it done in a rush either. We do have a long winter, but it would be nice to have it done for like next spring, definitely before the season kicks up again. We're going to be really busy for sure. And I'm feeling really good this year. Like I'm not burnt out like I was last year, which is really cool. So I feel like I'll be able to participate more in like the activities and finally try to drive that skidder that we have. That's like been the goal that I've had since last fall. And I was like, I need to drive that skidder. And it's such a big machine and it's scary, but like, I really love to try new things on the farm. Like you guys saw me haul like a 6,000 pound load with the gooseneck and trailer. You guys saw me saw my first mill. A whole bunch of firsts happen, and I really want to document that. Me driving the skidder for the first time. That would be really cool. Like I'm like a little 5 foot tall woman on a huge skidder. Like I think it's gonna be funny. Hello from Ontario. Of course you will do winter videos. Of course I will. Of course I will, Mused. I remember the tomato slip up. Yeah, Rick. I have such a hard time with those two words. I hate weeding on my scale. Never mind yours. Everything always grows the other way. Right, Sharon? Yeah, totally. Like, and it's just learning to let go. I think also like in the house is I learned how to let go of like just the house doesn't have to be perfect. I used to have a really hard time having people over and there were like toys or stuff laying around, or like I didn't do the vacuum cleaner on the entrance rug. So, we're here full time. We dirty a house like in no time. Takes a few hours, and just coming in and out with a few pieces of wood. Like I have lumber at my feet. There's sawdust on the ground, and I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. As long as my kitchen's clean to do my transformation, I'm okay. And speaking of that, man, I've been doing all my transformation, and my stovetop, an element broke. So I've been doing this all on one of those, the round, I don't know how you call those, but I only have one round on my stove that's working, the big ones. So I've been doing that all on one. It's been like I have to be a little bit more strategic in the mythology of where I put my stuff, and like, okay, so I need to boil water first, put it on the little one, and then I'm going to be good to can after I'm done. It's so I need to get a new stove. In short, that's pretty much what I need to do now. And then this week, my washing machine broke. So everything's happening at once, but everything's old. We have old stuff. So we were expecting it to happen sooner or later. I love Secret Lab Chest. Yes, I love this chair. It is so comfortable. I see tomato, you see potato. I see potato, I see tomato, potato, tomato, potato, tomato. Oh. My wife and I finally starting a garden. We are going to build a small greenhouse for now and start with winter veggies. This should be fun. Yeah, Tim, that's awesome. Are you in Canada too? Do you have snow and all that stuff? I don't remember where you are from, but yeah, that's why we're building the greenhouse, the Four Seasons greenhouse, because we want to experiment with Four Seasons growing and having tomatoes in winter. That would be really awesome because the sunshine is really awesome here. Like we have a very awesome exposure. I keep on saying awesome. I guess I'm nervous. I haven't done a live in a little while. But yeah, I'm going to really be pumping out everything I can on that greenhouse so that we can have this nice oasis during the winter time. Just open up this door. I have a door right here. Just open it up. And then on a day that it's like minus 30 degrees Celsius outside, you can just go in there and just enjoy your coffee in the nice heat. It's like summer in there. So I'm really excited to have one. We don't go on trips. We don't go take an airplane and take a trip out in the south during the wintertime, which a lot of people that I know here would do. And so that's going to be like my trip. Figured you had some massive plans. That's part of the fun. Yeah, it is. It really is. Dave Knight, hello. Hello from Ontario. Peanut harvest done. Awesome. We grew peanuts last year. I didn't get a massive harvest though. It was just like maybe like 5 or 6 peanuts per plant. I didn't really fertilize them or anything, so I wasn't expecting much out of them, but it was really cool to grow. Yeah, Roxel we have some in the garage, but I'm thinking like maybe on the walls too, get like those panels on the walls so that the sound bounces back. Because I like to sing too, so I'd like to record myself in an actual studio sort of and just see what it does. So we'll see. Hey, Will, sorry I'm late. I was watching the last project, Verda's video. I won't bring it up here. No worries, Will. You're welcome here anytime, late or early, no worries. We all have a life. There's no reason to be sorry for being late in a live stream. We all have a life. Abby's life on the farm. Sorry, I haven't been around for a while. Well, I haven't been around for a while either, actually. I haven't been live in a little while. I did like a little spur of the moment live stream in the garden, and it took me like forever to set it up on my cell phone that like by the time I went live, I only had like 15 minutes left before my kids got here. So I was like, you know what? I'll just delete this live stream. It wasn't going anywhere. You do amazing work, Mal. Never doubt you are doing so great. Thank you, Jean-Marc. You're such an amazing supporter. Thank you so much. Yes, I totally want to, like, if last year we didn't get enough snow for me to build a Quincy. So yeah, that was a bummer. But this year I totally want to do another Quincy video and make it nicer and bigger. Like even what was it, the year before or last year, I really wanted to have enough snow to be able to actually build like a studio in a Quincy, but it didn't snow enough. But I think this year we should get a lot of snow because the limasco, the trees that we have here with the little red berries, when they're loaded with fruit, they say that the winter that's coming is going to be very abundant in snowfall, which is a bummer for Ben because he's the one that has to clear the snow. But snow is nice. Eve L. Salut Malo. Hi, everyone. Hello, Eve. Thanks for being here. Hello, Miata Acres. You guys, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe that you guys sold your house and that you guys are totally just starting over. It's amazing to see you guys do that. You guys need to do like a video announcing like, "Oh, we're starting something big," or something like that. Like, just redo another one with a good title, and I'm sure, like, people love it when they find somebody in the beginning of a project. Gotta do that. Nope, I just scrolled. Sorry. You're off work, so driving home and listening now. Awesome. Well, you drive safe. Harvey Black. Hey, Harvey. How you doing? Yeah, so I went out to check out my bees yesterday to give them a last treatment for this parasite that pretty much all the bees have. It's called varroa, and you need to control the population before you overwinter your bees because or else your bees could totally not survive and die. And I saw something really weird and I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" Like there was a lot of activity in the front of the one beehive. And so I did my treatment and I closed everything up and I checked inside the hive that there was a lot of activity going on and they were completely emptied out of honey. And I was like, "Okay, this is weird." So I close that back up and I go check on the other hive. That one was full loaded, so much honey in there. And so I did a few researches and I found out that the other hive was stealing all the honey from that one hive. And so there's been a lack of rain during our big flower season, which made them not have enough food because there's not enough nectar in the flowers that way. And so they were totally robbing the hive. So I have to go in there tomorrow and do a full blown switch out of like a whole bunch of frames, put the honey in the other one. Oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. Like this is my first year dealing with honeybees. And like I've had a few problems and I feel like I've learned and grown so much as a beekeeper. It's crazy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film it though, because I don't know. We'll see. I got so much stuff filmed, and if I feel like if I film more right now, I won't like I haven't even edited the video where I did my beeswax protector on the table yet. So I need to get that stuff done. All right, let's go back into the comments. Little Garden on the Prairies. Hello from Saskatchewan. Finally able to join a live. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Man, Saskatchewan. You guys are in the prairies. I drove through the prairies once, a few times actually, when we were crossing Canada. Man, it's it's a long drive. Acoustic panels, dampers, absorber. Yes, easy to build. Just ask me. We'll help with sketches for you guys. Awesome. Thank you, Jean-Marc. Thank you. Thanks for your words of wisdom. You're right. We have to let go and let God. He gave us nature to provide us. Yes, he did. I have different things this year. It's been hard, but enjoying it. Yeah, every year is a learning process, and you have to look at it like as a learning process. And some things in the gardens will do very good one year, and then the next year it won't do so good. But you have to appreciate what nature gives you, and the garden will give you what you're able to handle. And I'm not gonna lie, I left for the last weekend and I had just finished transforming like a big batch of ketchup. I did like a homemade style Heinz ketchup, and I had a leftover maybe like a quarter of a 5-gallon bucket of tomatoes, and I was like, man, I don't have time to transform these. I might get home and they might be rotten because they were like really ready. And I came back and they were rotten, and I was like, well, you know what? I wasn't able to get it done in time. I wasn't able to handle it. So, you got to calculate a percentage of loss as well. Cause I mean, all growers, all farmers always have a percentage of crop that they lose either way. If it's for bugs, if it's the weather, if it's just you weren't able to take care of it. So it's just accepting those things and just appreciating what the garden gives you. So yeah. Put sun in the greenhouse and go for a beach in January. Yes. Got 100 pounds of peanuts. Oh my gosh. That's amazing, Dave. Wow. Hey, Sean, I actually thanked you earlier for the canning lids, and I haven't tried the spam yet. I have never tried spam yet, and I mean, I'd be willing to open it up right now for you and taste it, but I know you wanted me to do a video, so yeah, I don't know. Who's tasted spam here? Do a 1 in the chat if you have, and do a 2 in the chat if you have not tasted spam yet. I'm really curious because I had no idea. Like, I didn't even think that it was sold in the stores. Like, in my store, in my local grocery, there isn't any, but I went to the city and I went by an aisle and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's spam here." So I had no idea it existed. All right, I'm excited to know who tried it. Okay, Kelly did. Wait till winter and do a cooking video with it. Okay, yeah, Sean, I'll do that. Scott did. Grace did. Brothers Camping. David. Oh my gosh, am I the only one? No, Chris didn't. Chris didn't. Never tasted spam before. I'm not alone. We are two. Two people. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, I've heard that it's really, really salty. I'm I'm dying to try it. And this winter, we want to do like, a whole bunch of milling videos together, Ben and I, right? And we're like, oh, maybe we could do a segment of like, because we eat a lot of poutine in the wintertime. We need that fat. We need to just stay warm. And it's our comfort food. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I could do like a whole bunch of French fries, put them in the freezer, with the potatoes that I got. And every segment that we come in to eat lunch or something, we'll make a poutine and we'll garnish it with different things, and we can show you guys what we do with it because it's a big part of our culture here. So I don't know. We'll see. It's it's quite a bit of work to make poutine, but I mean, if you have the package of sauces, it's faster. But if you make the sauce from scratch, it's a lot longer. Hey, Cliff, no idea you were going live tonight. Yes, I am. First Wednesday of the month, which I might have to change that up a little bit. I might have to go on Thursdays going forward. We'll see, like Thursdays at 8 or something like that, not to overstep too much on Collins, or maybe we could switch. Maybe Colin would accept to switch nights with me. But yeah, I might have to change my nights though. I have done spam, use ginger rice and spam, make meatballs and fry it. Don't forget garlic sea salt. Really? Meatballs from spam. Okay, that's interesting. Brenda Baker, I don't like it, but my husband loves it slightly fried. Oh yeah, I've heard that people will literally like slice it and fry it in the pan. It tastes like ham at the end of the day. Yeah, so I was like, we have a whole bunch of like minced ham in cans, right? And it's really salty and we make sandwiches with it. I was like, maybe it tastes like that a little bit. Spam won World War II, yeah. Spam and eggs, also named Click. All right. All right. Oh my gosh. Speaking of eggs, we were like, what's happening with our chickens? Like, we let our chickens free range most of the time, right? But they were, generally laying all in the same place, and they would lay their eggs in their nest boxes and then go back outside. And like for a little while, we're like, man, we're getting no eggs. What's going on? So just life goes on, and we get one egg here and there. And yesterday I went out to feed the horses, and I went in the hay pile, and I went to get some hay for the garden to mulch over. I found like 25 eggs in 2 spots. I was like, oh my gosh, they've been laying in the big shed in back. And I was like, oh my gosh, they literally went up, like I had to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels of hay. It's probably a good 12 feet up in the air, and they were laying there. Yeah. Chickens. I scrolled up again. Sorry. Oh, I hate when I do that. Like, I have this new mouse. Oh, it's white, but it shows up on the green screen. And it's really, really sensitive. Corned beef in brine in a can. Is that what spam is? Scott, I love pretend. Okay, Scott, I have something for you too. I totally need to like in October, I was thinking of getting like a whole bunch of stuff sent out. So I have for you, Scott, I have Sean, I have Grace and Shawnee. If I'm able to find maple suckers, that I want to send those out too. And then I have like for my friends out in Good Simple Living, they love receiving snacks in the mail, and so they will open up their snacks from all over the world on their videos, and I need to send them some Canadian snacks. Fry the spam up and have it with scrambled eggs. Yeah, I think that's the one that I've heard the most. So I might try it that way. I might put some in poutine. I have to taste it first. I like soft cat food better than spam. Oh my gosh, Harvey. Oh my gosh. You're out in the greenhouse digging out more dirt. All right. And a whole bunch of people asked me if I was going to keep my plastic on my tunnel finally. I was debating. I was like, maybe I could leave it on there. But I had a few subscribers write to me their experiences with the tempo structures like that I have, and they're really just not built strong to resist the snow. So I'm just going to remove the plastic and put it back up in spring. And I want to grow more melons and cantaloupe and stuff like that, instead of tomatoes, because those are what take the most of my time these days are tomatoes. So I'm going to try to grow more you know, cool fruit and stuff for my kids because they really enjoyed the cantaloupe. Oh my gosh, like I had never eaten a cantaloupe fresh off the vine like that, ready to eat. And it was no joke. Like I in the gardens, it's impossible for me to grow cantaloupe or watermelon like that. And so in the tunnel, it was great. I really want to grow more. Do spam and mushroom fried rice. Serious. There's so many cool ideas. I have some sauerkraut that's just about ready for me to taste. It's out on the counter. It's been, I want to say, just about 5 weeks. So they say 6 weeks. I think it's just about ready. Did a whole bunch of fermenting this year, which is really cool to experiment with. There's a few things that didn't work out. I had fermented a batch of salsa, but it turns out the brine, like it was my first try, and the brine wasn't on top of the the level of the produce. So it had to be more or less an inch on top because it sort of evaporates with time, but that completely molded. And so I was really bummed about that because I love salsa. And I was thinking, if I could have like my fresh salsa, cilantro, like fermented in the fridge for 6 months, then that'll be awesome. So I just did a little 500 milliliter mason jar just to test it out. But I'm glad I did because if I would have wasted a whole big ferment jar, then that would have been really sad. All right. Oh, I did a shout out in my video I filmed today, Mallory. I'll post it tomorrow. Oh, cool, Cliff. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, and speaking of shout outs, Cliff, man, your uh your scale, it's amazing. And today is the first time ever since I've got it that it did error because it's maximum 50 pounds or 55 pounds. And I had a big back of potatoes and I lifted it up and I was like, okay, this is too heavy. So I had to empty it out. But yeah, I'm excited to weigh in everything for Shed Wars. So you guys have been following me for a little while. You guys know that I've participated in Shed Wars, which is a big collaboration of like over 100 channels. And we are all growing as much food as we can. And I've been weighing out all my food so that I can know at the end of the season how much I produced this year. And gosh, weighing your food every single harvest is exhausting. It's exhausting. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't able to weigh, like stuff that we just pick out of the garden, stuff that like I have friends over. I'm gonna make dinner. I need to do this real quick. And so, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't weigh any of my apples. I didn't have a whole ton of them. Like I probably in all my orchard this year, I probably harvested like a bucket. And a whole bunch of them the horses got to, because I let them free range all over the property. And there were just not enough apples for me to like care that my horses went into the orchard. So they ate everything that fell to the ground, which is nice, because if ever there were insects in there, because I don't treat my orchard well, you don't want to leave your fruit on the ground, because that's when all the bugs will burrow into the ground for winter and then come back in the spring and just completely procreate in all your orchard. So my horses were a good cleanup source for my orchard this year. Bad tomatoes, verbiage fertilizer, no composting is necessary. Just don't put it close to the plants or add to fertilizer. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, the bad tomatoes, I just put them out in like this one part of my property, and the chickens got to whatever was good. But I'm expecting a whole bunch of tomatoes to probably grow in that patch. But I have like a whole patch of my property where there's a whole bunch of wild stuff just growing, like potatoes reseeded, tomatoes reseeded. I have ground cherries. Ground cherries will overtake your garden in no time, because it's almost impossible to harvest them all on the ground unless you like put a sheet on the ground, and you pick up the sheet with all your fruit in it. Man, those things, they will totally procreate. Send your friends some spam. I think they've already tasted spam. Oh, Van City Adventures. Hi. We got some van life people in here. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Nice to see you. I haven't been jumping around in live streams lately. I haven't been up to date with a whole bunch of people. It's just been so crazy, guys. Like last year, I think in big part of why I burnt out with all the farm work in YouTube was mostly because of the live streams. I didn't want to miss anything. And yeah, with the editing, the gardens and the farm and the family, and attending all these live streams, it was really, really time consuming, and took a lot of energy, because it would keep me up at night. Like I would literally I would sit on my couch and watch live streams and fall asleep on them pretty much. Hey Dennis, Canoe Hound Adventures, how are you? Nice to see you. Shadow Scout, you're in Sweden. Yeah, you're a new subscriber from North Shore Preparedness. I saw your comment. I thought that was really sweet. Thank you for the shout out, Sean. You keep on shouting me out, and I get a whole bunch of people saying, "Hey, I'm from North Shore." So that's really sweet. Thank you. You're like, it's funny. It's so funny, Sean. I met you. You had like, I want to say under 100 subscribers. And then all of a sudden you meet this awesome community, and you create this giving, caring, lift your brother up community, and you're like such an influencer now. It's so awesome to see everybody's journey on YouTube. It's just, I love it. It's awesome. Let's see here. Oh, CR, we actually talked about that earlier. If I get enough snow this year, I'm definitely going to build another Quincy, but I'm going to build it probably with the excavator or the snowblower. I'm not going to do it all by hand this year. But yeah, we did talk about it. Last year we just didn't have enough snow, and I was burnt out. So, and I hurt myself last year too. I was down for 3 weeks, so it was really hard. Our Kevin in the Woods. Good evening. 27 people in the house. Don't forget that thumbs up. Thumbs up. Man, you guys, I missed you guys so much. Every time that I have something happen that I'm really happy about, and I'm like, I want to call a friend because this happened. I harvested my potatoes or whatever. Like my friends don't care. Like my real friends here, they're just like, cool, And so I just really like, I feel like I have you guys to just share and to vent a little bit, like not vent, but like to empty all my happiness on you guys. And like my friends are just so tired of hearing it. They're just like, cool, yeah, you have big gardens. I don't care. But you guys, I feel like I can talk to you guys about it, and like I think you're happy, to hear it. So it's like I always want to share stuff on my social media, on my community post, and I'm like, man, am I too much? Like, seriously, do I post too much? Am I boring you guys? I don't know. But I'm just really happy to have this place where I can share with you guys. 30 turkeys going through the garden. Oh yeah, turkeys. I bet you they could do a pretty good cleanup, huh? Speaking of turkeys, my chicken plucker that I have, I rented it out a whole bunch of times this summer, and I think it pretty much this year with it being rented out and the 3 times that we used it for our own meat birds, it's completely paid off now. Like we bought it for like $1,000 brand new, and we rented it out like I think for like worth $560 worth. We rented it out, and now it's in New Brunswick. Like this guy from New Brunswick contacted me and he's like, "Hey, I cannot find a chicken plucker, and I think he's like 4 hours or 3 hours away from me." And I was like, "Well, I'll try to find somebody closer." So I contacted a few of my YouTube friends that are in New Brunswick, but it was almost as far the other direction. Canada's so big, guys. And so he's like, "You know what? I have to go to Quebec anyways, so I'm just gonna come and get it, and I'll borrow it for 3 days and come back." So man, it's in New Brunswick. Like I can't believe that it went that far. I gotta head out, but I'll message you later. Night all. Okay. Have a good night, Angie. All right. I keep on saying all right and awesome. Make a 2-story castle. Oh my gosh, that would be dangerous. I think it'd be dangerous. Maybe I could do stairs in it and have. Oh, I have an idea. That'd be awesome. Oh yeah, I could maybe do something. I'm gonna have to find the perfect spot to build a Quincy. That would be awesome. I keep on telling my friend Jesse from Rain Dad's Bushcraft that he should come up. He's got a bushcraft channel, and he's in Quebec. He's 3 hours away, and I keep on telling him to come out here and we'll bushcraft together and do stuff. And yeah, he's not biting. He's not biting. He's busy. Busy man. Stuart, hold up your brothers and sisters every day. Thanks, North, for being awesome. That's how I found Matt. There you go. See? Awesome. That's also awesome. Like I don't do too many shout outs. I'm sorry. Like well, I mean, I talked about you, Nurture Preparedness, Sean, awesome channel. I just talked about you, Fox It Outdoors. He's a old time friend from YouTube. Like he's been here. Like I met him in the beginning of my journey of YouTube. He does gardens in New Mexico, and it's like a parking garden, but it's so productive. It's awesome. And King Kid Outdoors also, we were like part of the Wood Squad in the beginning, and he has his live streams as well every week. So it's awesome, like all the people that we get to meet here. But I feel bad, like I don't do too many shout outs because I just like I'm too in the moment. But at least I try to name all you guys' channels when I'm here. And I guess I do a little bit of shout outs, but I don't do much in my videos. I completely forget to do it. But there's one channel in particular that I shouted out in one of my Shed Wars videos that I recorded today actually. And that's Vineyard Chicks. Vineyard Chicks. I'm so blown away by those 3 little girls. It's amazing. But you guys are gonna see. I'm gonna talk about them in the video. Just write to us. We are happy for you guys. Never hesitate. We are here for you because we love what you guys do. We're all here for that. You want to vent? Write me, Mel. All good. All right, John Mark. I'll hold. I will definitely write you. And I do send you pictures and stuff. And I post on Instagram a lot too. Like I know you're on Instagram too, so you see them. Yeah. That's like one of my ways that I love to share. It's on Instagram because it's just like if I post them on my community posts all the time, I feel like I'm gonna bore everybody. But yeah. There you are, Wood Squad. You need a kid snow block maker for your Quincy. Oh yeah. I don't have one of those, but I have a snowblower. So I may have probably just asked Ben to like do a big circle and blow all the snow in the middle, and then we can dig it out and sculpt it from the inside. Just like that. I think that would be the best way. A lot faster. Chris Garland, I don't know if you have a channel. I don't know. I'd have to go check on your name to see. We used to be able to click on the name on the chat and go directly to the channels, and YouTube removed that about a year ago, and that sucks. That totally sucks because it was really cool to just click on it and just go to the channel and see, and can't do that no more. But beer is cheaper in Quebec, worth the drive. It totally is. Not the wine though. The wine's really expensive. When are you going to get off your butt and write the narrative telephone story? Russell, I had a funny idea the other day that was like totally easy, but I felt like the story, like it's not my story. And I was like, maybe I could just send him that. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. It's not my story though. I think it could be interesting though. If you guys didn't see the narrative telephone on Russell Raspberry Rock Off Grid, he did this story and we had to watch it once. And well, actually, he sends it out to one person. He watches it once, and then he has to record himself telling the story as he remembers it. And then once he's done, he sends it out to another person who watches that video once, and then it sort of just gets completely transformed into another story. And I was the last person to go, and my story just made no sense. And I was just like, how is what I don't understand. It was really funny. If somebody could go find the link of that video, that'd be really cool. Russell, you could probably share it too. Oh, Hickory Coffram. You know what? I thought about you guys this week. I feel so bad. Like I have a whole bunch of onions here that are not sent out, and they're starting to sprout. And I've never planted them out this late. I don't know if they're gonna work, but I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to send out for October. I have a list of people, and you're on it, but I don't know if they're gonna work. I mean, I could just plant out a whole bunch of them in the garden and then come next year when it's harvest season, like right when I harvest them, I send them out to you. Oh my gosh, I got so many onions. It's not even funny. Like I have a huge box. I've just been so busy. I'm sorry. Oh, and my friends out at Thorhaven Farm. I'm surprised, Sean, that he didn't give you any. It's maple shine. He distilled this and he gave me when I went to bring back the honey extractor, he gave me one and I was like, oh my gosh, it's pretty darn delicious. It's pretty darn delicious. Oh, thank you, Sean. There you go. If you can get the link of that video, or like you go to that link and then go on his channel, you'll see my big face because he took like the worst possible picture of me to put on his thumbnail. I'm like this big in the thumbnail, like, and I have my mouth is open, like you'll see. Pure Ponduring, hello. Thanks for being here. Just came in from the garden. Nice. Oh my gosh, it's like way dark here. So like there's no gardening happening right now. And it frosted the past 3 nights it frosted. And I'm thinking right now, if it's supposed to be really nice and warm tomorrow. I don't think it's going to frost tonight, but I totally uncovered everything in the garden. So, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like 5 tonight, so we're good. If it's supposed to be 2 degrees Celsius, it freezes here in the mountains. So I got to really be aware of that for my tomatoes, because what's really cool is that I didn't trellis my tomatoes for the first time this year, and they're just like ramping, like the determinate plants, they were just ramping on the garden floor. And so it's easier to cover this way at night. So I just put hay on top, and then in the day I just uncover it. I'm just sort of really grateful that I didn't trellis them, because they would have been so much harder to cover. That would work. It's kind of a hit or miss now. It might work, it might not. We just planted out some red onions again to see what happens. And no worries, I'm being busy. Totally understand. Awesome. I can't wait to see how much you guys produce. Did you guys keep up with the Shed Wars videos? Do you guys have 12 videos like it was required? I don't feel like I have 12. I have to go check, but I did one today. So I don't even know what the end date is. I have to check that out. Yeah, see, 32 Fahrenheit out west now. Yeah. Yeah, we had that for the past 3 nights. Tomorrow's going to be really nice. Our fall is like a really extreme of hot and cold. So like it'll freeze in the morning, and then it'll start warming up, and then in the day you're just like taking off all your layers because you're like, what just happened? Like it's hot out all of a sudden. Shadow Scott, you're back with your tea? What time is it in Sweden? Yeah, he gave you the meat instead. Yeah, that's cool. Man, I'm so sad with my dandelion wine. Well, it's supposed to get better with age, but I feel like it might be turning into vinegar. Like I feel like I waited maybe a little too long before bottling it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to taste it again. I figured I would taste it again, open a bottle in December and see, because that's what the people out here say. Usually we make dandelion wine in the spring. You start it in spring and then you have it for Christmas. So we'll see. I don't know. I wasn't convinced with the taste. It was so sweet and sort of vinegary. I don't know. We'll see. Yes, Carolina Hill Country. This is a green screen. I'm not in my garden, but this is literally my garden. Here, wait. This was last year's garden. These were my carrots, and I had morning glories on this arch, which this year I had morning glories on a new arch that's there. And these were sunflowers, which this year my sunflowers didn't survive my horse. He chopped them all off. Yeah, it's so good. It's like it started out 70% the moonshine, and then he diluted it to 35% and added maple syrup in it. It's so good. Yeah, well, Colin, you're gonna be able to experiment with it and just start small. Start small. Don't go too big. Don't go crazy like I did. Anna Larson, you going to bed? All right. Money. Did he put on the sundress on Dave? I don't think he did that yet. I don't think he did. I told him to dress as a Viking. He should, or, you got to do that. He's got the theme for it at his farm. Did you harvest sunflower seeds? No, I did not. They were not mature enough to get seeds. My sunflowers here, they flower way too late. Like they flower, and then the week right after it just frosts on them. So it's almost near impossible for me to have sunflower seeds unless I grow them maybe in a tunnel. I'm thinking, because I've tried for the past 4 years that I've been here to grow sunflowers, and it's just not worked out. You know, I think I used to not keep track with how much I grew, like the weight and stuff, because it's just like I'm the sole gardener here. And adding that to do on my list is just too much. Like the amount of stuff that we grow here is just too much. So I'm not going to be weighing out my stuff, I don't think, in the near future. Like somebody asked me, "Are you going to do shed wars next year?" No, for a few reasons. Uh, First of all, I feel like it's taken away from my creativeness. Like I didn't do the videos that I felt like I wanted to do this summer, like to get really down and creative and like do a story. Because I had to do like I had to do the Shed Wars videos. And then second of all, the weighing of everything was just so much work. And I didn't feel like, I've been so busy, I don't feel like I was able to really participate in in watching the other Shed Wars participants. And so I don't feel like I did a good job like in the Shed Wars. I did videos, which is cool, and I weighed, and it's really nice to be able to know how much you grow, but it's just too much work for me. Oh, Jesse from Rain Dance Bushcraft. We were just talking about you a little while. Well, I was telling everybody that once I build my massive Quincy, that you should come out. You should come out with your kids, and we'll build a huge Quincy. CR says we should build like a 2-story Quincy. Thank you. That's like one part of my gardens. That's maybe the only part of the garden that I'm going to grow in next year. And then, we're going to build our greenhouse. Wait. We're going to build our greenhouse here. It's so hard to do this when it's in back. So it's going to start here, and it's going to go all the way to here, and it's going to go all the way up like that, 30 feet. That's how big it's going to be. So that's what we're going to be working on this winter, is milling all the wood for that. Like the first year we got here in 2017, we came into this house and we're like, greenhouse goes there. It's always been in the plans. And then I started up these huge gardens, and I really wanted to grow food, but I started a little too fast. Like I have a tendency to start things too big and to bite off more than I can chew. And I'm slowly coming to the realization that my husband is right, and I have to let a few things go in order to make things progress. And so that's, that was my choice, to let go of the garden, make it smaller for next year. Just grow a summer garden and not like the whole year garden. And then, we're going to reorient the gardens, because since I am doing this alone, I'm like trying to find solutions. How can I get Ben into it more? Well, he loves to garden. He just can't bend over. So I'm going to have to do like these raised beds for him. And, this week I was feeling it in my body. Like when I was crouched down doing my potatoes, I was like, I think I would like some raised beds too. Like really raised, So yeah, I'm 33. You got to think about that, think about that for the future, because I love growing in ground. I love growing in ground because when it rains, it retains a lot more water, I feel like, than if it were raised up. So I water a little bit less, but, start with raised beds, and then the next year maybe set up some irrigation. Like I've not had irrigation here in a long time. So yeah, got to think about those things. Just planted more carrots, greens, and salsify over the past 2 weeks. That's cool. Like I still have carrots, a little bit of carrots in the ground that I could overwinter technically. but everything's going to be covered in snow pretty soon. Like by Halloween, I'm expecting to get up my first snowfall, and then it's going to start freezing pretty hard. So I'm going to have to be careful for my bees, get them insulated as well. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up that I have to get done. Firewood has to be done. All the picking up of everything. Oh my gosh, because yeah, when the snowblower comes in, if there's something on the ground, like it could be like last year, I think we had a plate. We gave Darwin a plate of food on the ground, and the plate was left on the ground, and it went through the snow machine, and it just completely shattered in pieces. And we got to be careful not to leave anything out. Hey, Russell, I thought you weren't supposed to be here. Wait a minute. Here, Jesse, if you want to come up here. Russell, my buddies. All right, a little behind. Oh, Trucker Daddy. Je m'en vais à Cuba sitôt que possible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're so lucky. Yeah, I just took a weekend off last weekend to go to this club called the Bootlegger, and it was so awesome. But like just taking off for 2 days was like, okay, you got to take care of the kids, make sure that they're taken care of. The animals have to be taken care of. The dog is like is the hardest thing because you can't trust your like a livestock guardian dog with just anybody, you know. It has to be somebody that they know because they could literally bite their head off, you know. So yeah, it's hard to leave the farm. My mama only kept track of how many quarts she canned each year, always making sure she put up enough to feed us all for at least 2 years in case the next year wasn't part of. Yes, pure pondering. See, that's sort of like what I do. I put up a lot of food, and I usually have enough for 2 years. Like last year, I did my tomato soup base. I'm gonna have enough for 2 years. This year, I'm gonna have enough tomatoes. Well, it depends. If I do like a big batch of spaghetti sauce, I might have enough for 2 batches. That will last me like, oh man, we eat a lot of spaghetti sauce. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough for 2 years, but last year tomatoes in the soup base, I have enough for 2 years. And then I still have extra carrots from last year because I had a really big harvest. I'm gonna can up some soup, some tomato leek soup. I'm gonna have enough for 2 years. Relish, I always stock up for 2 years. And you know, and that was a good thing the year before that I stocked up for 2 years for relish because my harvest last year, I didn't have my tunnel and my cucumbers completely froze on me. So I was really, really thankful to have canned up a lot more. And I cannot stand store-bought relish. Like once you've tasted what real relish is. And this year I have one here for my friend Sean from North Shore Preparedness. Oh, of course it's green. Of course it's green. It's I sweetened it with honey this year. So I eliminated all the sugar, even in my ketchup. Ketchup's red. Okay, wait, ketchup is gonna work. I'm gonna go show you. Okay. So I made like Heinz ketchup, and it's seriously so good, and it's all sweetened with honey. And so I'm so happy about that. I was trying to find a way to eliminate. I don't know if you can see that. It's literally like ketchup. It's almost the same consistency. It's a little bit more chunky, but Sean, I'm going to send you some. It tastes a little weird with beer, but I'm really happy about that. I have to admit, it's fun to keep track of things, but we both do it, and the kids are all over it when they're here, so that helps a lot. Yeah, yeah. Of course, when your kids are a little bit older, like I'm totally looking forward to that. Hi, Jesse.
Hey,
All over it. I'm on
I,
mute. 2 seconds. So that helps a lot. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
we're
Sorry.
good.
Yeah, that was
All
because
right,
I was on mute, because when I start a live stream, I always put myself on mute, and then like I start off my YouTube screen and it
right.
plays and I forget to mute that one.
I've been caught by that a few times.
Oh my gosh.
Were you watching my live stream the other night? I think last week when Russell came on and I couldn't hear him, and so he was checking his stuff, and I realized that.
Yeah, of course. You gotta get your what did you call those? Your cans?
Yeah,
Your cans, yeah. So for everybody who doesn't know Jesse, his channel is Rain Dance Bushcraft, and I keep on harassing him because I want him to come bushcraft over on my 200 acres, and I'm gonna harass him until he comes.
I would love to go. I'm trying to work that out with the. I know I sound terrible. I woke up with this wicked cold this morning,
Oh
so sorry about that.
no! Sorry to hear that. Don't cough in my direction.
Dude, if I can cough here and get you sick there, then I am like magical.
So Jesse is also in Quebec, and he's about 3 hour drive from my place. So
Yep.
he's gonna come out this winter, and we're gonna build a quinzee.
Hey, you know that I'm really weird about sleeping in a quinzee, though. That's the
You
one where
don't have to sleep in
you
it.
you don't. I'd like to make one though. I'd like to see how.
We'll make it together, and I'll sleep in it.
All right, I'll just curl up on a snowbank. That's
You
so
can
cold.
you can just go sleep in the house. I'll sleep outside.
Yeah, you know what I want to do for winter? I want to buy one of those big canvas tents with a stove in
Oh
it.
yeah.
That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
want.
high tent.
It
Yeah,
ain't
that's
gonna
like
happen this year, but
deluxe camping. That's really nice.
yeah, I'd like to. I really want to try that.
Yeah.
Now,
But
if
yeah,
I hate
you're
it, that's
behind
an
on chat.
expensive mistake, right?
Holler, I need an editing break. Jack, how are you? I sent the link up here if you want to join us.
I know how he feels because I'm taking an editing break. Editing on this thing kills me. It just kills me.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, well, I edited like a few videos on my cell phone, but I'm so
Well,
happy to have my computer. And you guys are going to see, I think I'm going to give the contract of my potato harvest video to my editor. So he's going to do it in English and in French on both of my channels. And I think that if I were to do it, it would probably take me
excuse me.
over 20 hours to get both of those videos done together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash up all the videos and I'm going to put them in order, send it to him, and he's going to edit them. And then that's going to be like the first contract on my channel that I give him.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what the result is going to be like, you know?
Yeah. I'm interested to see that as well because someone else, I think it might be Russell, knows someone who uses an editor and doesn't edit his own stuff anymore. And I would love to try that. I'm not sure how good I will be at giving up the control though.
Yeah.
You
But you
know?
got to make sure that your channel's self-sufficient and able to pay for it too.
Yeah.
You know, like my channel, like it's just gonna go all in expenses pretty much, but it's gonna, for the long run, help, I think, my channel grow, because I'm at the end of the day, I'm able to get more content. I'm not gonna stop editing. Like I'm never gonna stop editing, but I just need a little bit of help just to keep the momentum flowing, you know?
So your contractor will do like your rough edit and then you'll swing through into the final.
No, he actually will do it from the beginning to the end. If I have anything to tell him, like, okay, you need to modify this, then he'll just do it on his end
Okay.
and just do it that way. Hi, Tim Beverly. Thanks for being here. Callie Homestead with Pooh Bear. Sending Callie love. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. So sorry, I'm behind on chat, guys. But yeah, like he did my channel. I did a video the other day, just an update on my French channel. And I'll show you. I'll go get it and I'll show you guys, because I thought he did really good work and it looked like I edited it. like totally. Okay. So I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna be able to show you. You guys that don't know my French channel, you guys are gonna get a little preview of what it is and what it could be like. Share screen. Share this one. Okay, it doesn't ask me to do it with audio, so we'll see if it works. Tell me if you hear this, I guess.
Yep.
I'm just saying it's getting dark. It smells like fall.
Which is the best smell in the world, by the way.
Everything.
Did you shoot that in slow-mo or did you do that in post?
I did.
Nice.
But the image wasn't clear because it was too dark on my cell phone.
Good B-roll treatment. I like it.
Yeah, so I thought that intro looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he did a pretty good job. There's a few things that, you know, of course, I'm going to have to modify, but I think we're on to a good start.
Yeah, looks good. Hey, I see Bettina's here.
Hi, Bettina. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
You can totally see through my tattoo. It's green. It's so weird.
That is so bizarre.
I know. I keep on forgetting that. And I'm like, you know, one day I want to get like a full sleeve of tattoos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I won't be able to green screen anymore. But I'm in my new studio. I really want to get a couch so I can live stream sitting down on a couch and chat with you guys and have a little table and, you know. So.
Do you have it all planned out?
Not completely all yet, but.
Yeah, I sort of know what I want to do with this space. I have a way clearer idea of what I want to do for the studio for my other channel. But I want to do something with that back there.
Yeah.
You know? That's my little blue light. It's not enough.
Yeah, you know? I feel you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's this artist. I found him on TikTok and he's in Quebec. Okay. He engraves moose antlers and he does art, you know, in them. It is amazing. Okay, I gotta show you this. And I want him to make I need to get a price. It's probably really, really expensive, but I want to get a picture of me, Darwin, and Copper inside an antler together, like at the fire.
Yeah.
And have that in my studio. That would be awesome. So it's Samuel Côté antler carving.
Samuel Côté antler carving?
Antler carving, yeah. And so, okay, this is just an idea of what he does. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Oh, it's green.
Wow, that's weird.
I'm going to stop my green screen 2 seconds. I can't believe it does that. Okay. None. Okay. I'm going to make myself big for 2 seconds. So, how to make an amazing antler carving.
Yeah.
So, you go into the woods, you find a moose shed in your backyard. Okay.
Wow, a moose shed.
You draw a moose on it, right?
Yeah.
Very artistic. And then now let's work on your carving skills. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And he lives like 15 minutes away from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's the guy. I went to I used to go to you know those trade shows for the pourvoirie?
Yeah.
What the heck is a pourvoirie in English? Outfitters, I think. You know, like hunting outfitters, and there was a guy there doing this at the shows 1 year.
Okay.
It was very similar, and he looked like a fairly young guy, so maybe it's this dude.
Maybe there's not a lot of them.
I'm trying to. I want to show because I found his website here.
This is, oh shoot, this is like sort of what I want to get.
Here.
Boop.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You know, maybe not this picture. Oh my gosh, I see. Okay.
So there's his website. It's sculpture sur panache.
Samurai Kuti, that's him.
Yeah, and he has an English version of his website.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Look at that. Interesting. Really cool stuff.
Oh, Jack, you're on your way to HOA. That's so awesome.
Anyway, I just thought that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't, like, just the amount of work that's in there. I can imagine that the piece would cost a lot of money, but I think, like, to show it, oh my gosh, I think it would be awesome. I think I would trust him in giving him a photo and being like, okay, do this, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, see, Rosalie, she also knows him. She lives really near my place, and I guess he's really known around here. Rosalie's been in my village for longer than I have, so she's practically my neighbor.
But your closest neighbor is like 200 acres away, right?
Well,
or 200 hectares or whatever. What do you have?
I have 200 acres.
200 acres.
Yeah, but no, my nearest neighbor is literally like, I don't know, like maybe I would say 700 feet away.
Really?
Yeah, they're just down in the hill. You don't see them.
Okay. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, they're 700 feet away. And then I have 3 neighbors. Oh no, well actually I have they're gonna build a house right in front of my house actually. This man has a cabin right in front of my house. He's usually there only in the summertime and sometimes in the winter because they don't have a way to open up and access their road.
Right.
But his son is building a house right there. And he's really, really nice. And so I have no problem with it. And they're going to be right behind the tree line. So I won't actually see their house from my house. Right. So it's like I still feel comfortable. Like, it's funny, Ben and I we were talking because, you know, we live so out there that we don't even close the blinds.
The blinds, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still going to feel comfortable. I think I'm still going to feel comfortable not closing my blinds at night. So.
Right.
Oh my gosh, are you camping at Don and Natalie's property? That is so cool. Say hi for me. Oh, I'm
Where is
jealous.
That?
Next year, Homesteaders of America conference. It's in Virginia. And next year, I really want to save up money to go. I told Ben that I wanted to go this year, but I bought an editing computer instead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I told Ben that I totally want to go down. And like last year, we were talking, Jack and I, we were like, oh, maybe we could rent an RV or something and just go down together and I'll tag along. And I ended up not being able to go but I'm so totally jealous.
Yeah.
Because you can meet a whole bunch of homesteaders because we're a part of a really big homesteading community.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would really love to be able to meet them all next year.
I kind of have the same thing on the bushcraft side. There are like these big bushcraft gatherings, and something happens every year. It's at the point where, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know, last year the big thing was COVID, and then it sort of like got prolonged.
Yeah.
And so like this year it's still like, I don't know, it's still a little bit iffy. But now finally the borders are I think the borders are open now. Not yet.
Only if you fly.
Oh. No. See? So I could, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Next year. Let's all pray for next year.
Everybody pray for next year.
Yeah, totally. 6 kilometers between us, neighbor. Yeah, so see, we're 6 kilometers apart. Rosanny and I.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would love to live in a place where my next door neighbor is like 700 feet away. That sounds like
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah,
Absolute
I
heaven.
could not. Like we were driving down to Charlevoix, which Charlevoix is where the bootlegger is,
Hmm.
and there's just mountains and mountains, and it's pretty much, if you look at my view straight forward on the other side of the fleuve, that's
Yeah,
where we were. Like,
nice.
you know,
Which is
so
probably gorgeous right now, by the way.
oh my gosh, it was so amazing out there. And yeah, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. Um, yeah, I lost my train of thought.
You said, I said I would love for my next neighbor to be 700 feet away.
Yes. Okay, so we were driving out there and we
Right,
were looking at like some of these houses because my friend that we went with is in the window business. And he's like, "Oh, look, I sold a whole bunch of windows for this house." And I'm like, "That house? There's like 20 houses." Like
right.
I can't, I could not do it. I could not do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I do need some new windows pretty soon. So,
He's the one that hooks me up with all the windows for my greenhouse. It's
oh,
gonna
yeah.
be all glass.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
really
all
nice.
glass.
I love it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to start on this and go mill all the wood. Ben is like really getting impatient because I keep on telling him, "I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you mill the wood." But this winter after my harvest, but the harvest season just keeps on, like it just, there's always something that's coming out of the garden.
Yeah.
So he's like really getting impatient. And he's like, "Mallory, like you told me you were gonna help him." Like, "I told you after the harvest." So it's almost done.
That
It's
damn
almost,
harvest, it just keeps going. You just keep getting food.
yeah. And so
It
like
just,
he's sort of waiting for me
yeah.
to go mill. And so he's like, "Well, okay, well, let's start doing renos during the cold days and the rainy days." So I'm helping him do that, but
Right.
gosh, it's like there's always something to do.
Yeah. I
Always.
guess that's the homesteading magic, right?
Yeah. The back of the truck might be a little cramped. Yeah. Yeah, you're sleeping right in the back of your truck. That's awesome. Hey, maybe I could just do that. Maybe I could just go with my truck. Costs a
It's lit.
lot of gas though.
Well, you got a big honking truck, right? A big pickup. What is it, an
Yeah.
F-150? Yeah.
I have a 2500, but it's gas, it's not diesel,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, it's a 5.7 liter. It's pretty big.
Yeah. I can kind of see why you have it though, with the homesteading and the wood and everything. Um, I don't get it when someone lives completely urban and has one of those, unless they're like a contractor or something, you
Yeah, yeah, of
know?
course. Like we
Not,
need it for the farm, we need it to haul stuff,
yeah.
but like yeah, if you're not working on roofs or on
Mm,
construction, there's no reason to have that in the city, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Where's Russell? Is he playing D&D?
I don't know. I thought he wasn't supposed to come online tonight.
I know. I thought he was playing Dungeons and Dragons,
I don't know.
usually on Wednesdays.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't played that in a long ass time. I was severely geeky as a teenager, but now I refer to myself as a recovering geek.
Aw. Yeah, you can be a geek all your life. There's no shame in that.
Everyone's a geek about something. For some
Yes.
people, it's music. For some people, everybody is a geek about something.
I'm a geek in the gardens, geek in the horses. Oh yeah. I'm
I'm
a
a
geek.
whiskey geek,
There you go.
film geek.
And we sold my mom's house on 2 acres, so even that sanctuary will be gone next year. Oh my gosh, between
Ah,
you guys sold it? Oh, aw, this is the house where she grew up in. And what about your horses? Are your horses, are you relocating them or? Because I know she has like, or maybe it's well, just one old horse that she has. I don't remember, but I know that. Aw, I'm sorry about that. Oh, take care, Stuart. Everyone on the stream, stay awesome. See y'all soon somewhere. Awesome. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, so I'm gonna think of doing my like music live streams and stuff like once I get my studio, I'll get that all set up and stuff. But before then, I just can't I can't do that here in this room. So
fair enough. Excuse me.
yeah.
Horse and pony are out of friends, Bettina says.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome. Yeah, that sucks. Like when you have to relocate your horses where they've been for so long, they get so stressed in a new environment sometimes. Like mine
Oh, yeah?
literally gets like depressed. I have an old horse and he gets depressed. It's so weird. My farrier's coming up tomorrow. He lost a shoe, so we have to get that all fixed.
Right.
Oh, hydroponic system. If I've been thinking of getting a hydroponic system. No, I have not really looked into hydroponics. I have this sort of I'm not against it. Like I'm like if it's good for you, then if it works for you, that's awesome. But we were thinking of if it's going to be in water, why not have
Excuse me.
the fish in the water? Have that system with the fish in it. I think that one's more like sustainable long term, But we did think about the ones with the fish. I don't know what they're called. What is it called? Pisciculture? Wait, I have to figure out what the name is. Is it aquaculture? It's called?
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Hi, Steve.
Searching. Aquaculture, fish. What's it called? Yeah, I think it's aquaculture. And so you have fish underneath, and then the excrements of the fish will feed the everything that's on top, right? Which is your cultures. And I thought that was really cool. And you can do it in a very small scale too.
Right.
So if I would do like some sort of hydroponic system, it would be that.
Aquaculture.
Yeah.
I remember I was looking at
Thank
a water filtering system at some point that was like, sand and plants and fish, like sort of it echoed the natural cycle of the world for filtering water.
Okay.
Seemed like a whole lot of care though. Like I would hate to be all gung ho on something like that for about a month and then just be like, oh, I just can't be bothered, and then the whole thing goes to hell, Bettina says that VW Family Farm does aquaponics.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Aquaponics. Yeah. Oh, I had no idea they did that. Cool. Little Frenchie in Big Texas. Bonsoir. C'est le fun de te voir. She's a little Frenchie in Big Texas.
Comme français or comme québécois?
Français.
Oh, français.
Française. Yeah.
I'm just taking a look at your side chat here. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at.
Carrot tree planting in about 2 weeks. Awesome. Where are you to be planting in 2 weeks? I'm curious. Like like
Australia or something?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm curious. Let me know.
Okay, so Bettina says she has a few horses buried on another friend's property, and then there's Russell. Bettina, what the heck are you doing to horses? Bettina is horse mafia.
Oh no!
So cruel, so wrong, and yet so funny.
I have a pony and a horse buried here since I got here. Two horses. One was really sick. We had to put down, and the other one died. And the rest died.
So, like, what's the process when a horse gets sick and dies? Like, I lost a cat once, and I had a cat put down, and it's just, you go to the vet, and then they you give them a shift ton of money and
Yeah.
everything disappears. Does the same thing happen with horses, or
Well, you can call the big les gros rebus, which is
yeah,
they pick up the farm animals you have to put on the side of the road, but we didn't want that. We had the excavator, you know,
yeah,
we just buried them and gave them peaceful burial.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see myself put my horse on the side of the road to wait for the dump truck to come.
yeah,
No.
that's weird.
No, I couldn't bear to see that. You really love these animals.
Yeah,
It's not like if you have a pig farm and you have like a place dedicated to put your dead pigs, like
yeah.
I know that you see that on the side of the road here a lot. Like they'll have like a big dumpster with pigs just hanging from the side of it, and you're like, oh my gosh, like,
Really?
oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. In the country, yeah, that happens a lot. They have like the dedicated dumpster for them, and then the big truck will come, and then they'll transform that into dog food.
It sounds so like gothic.
Yeah, it's horrible.
A
I could
dumpster of
not.
dead pigs.
And you have to pay the dumpster to come get them.
That's
So
amazing.
no, not for me. But you see that all the
Bring
time.
out your dead. I shouldn't be laughing. It's so wrong. God. Woody Riley's in South Texas. That's why can still be planting carrots now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, and Woody Riley also
Oh,
buried two horses. Excavator, big hole in tears.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's sad to lose a horse. Thank you,
Oh, Chris
Steve.
Garland.
Yeah, that's it. That's my picture from my winter camping video. Oops. Wait a minute.
That was a good video too.
Oh man, that was an awesome video. I
Yeah.
had so much fun making it. I cried a lot on that video too.
Yeah.
That was a homage to one of my friends that helped me pay for my camera. And then he died like I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before I was able to publish the video, and he bought me the camera for that video.
Hmm. You
Like,
never got to see it.
yeah, oh my gosh, I cried so much. I came upon one of his comments the other day. I was scrolling through unanswered comments from like a year ago, and I came upon one of his comments, and I was like, oh, I never answered that one. And like
Right.
I felt so bad, and I started crying, and I was like, oh my gosh, like you know, you create these friendships with these people online, and it's just so crazy. Sometimes they're just really strong.
Yeah. And it's funny that you bring that up because like um someone who was one of my YouTube friends a while ago got terminal cancer and just gone.
It's just so
And
fast.
someone who I worked with at work, but who works in our Orléans office, so
Yeah.
in France. So I've only ever spoken to him the way you and I are talking. He just died a couple of weeks ago, and it's like, how do you process the morning of someone who you've only ever met through a screen?
How do, oh
You
my
know,
gosh, yeah.
like
It's
because it's real. You know, you knew each other. It's real,
it
and yet
really is.
you never shook each other's hand or had coffee together.
No,
And
all you have are these FaceTimes that you do together and the
yeah,
conversations. And I just want to say, hi, Ed. Hi, Ed. Yeah, and like I after that video and after he died, I was like, nobody else died. Like
yeah.
you guys are not allowed to die.
It's been a
Oh,
rough year on this side of the camera. There's been a lot of death. And
yeah,
it's like, can we stop now?
I
Just
know.
everybody calm down. Nobody die until after the 1st of January, please. This year can't be any worse.
No, I'm sorry, Jesse.
You know, anyways, whatevs, right?
Well, we're still here.
We're both still here,
We're still here.
still kicking and breathing.
There's still 20 people in the chat here.
How many thumbs ups do you have?
I have no idea.
I'm
I'm
about to
not keeping
check.
count.
And if you have less than 20, I'm going to be really bitchy about it. No problem. There's like 54 thumbs up.
Oh, there you go. See? Backhoe hole next to your favorite trees, bench to sit on when you miss your horse. Yeah. And then like Bettina, she kept some hair from her horse, so she should like Bettina, I thought about you this week. Actually, there was a video that popped up in my feed. I think my phone's spying on me. And there was how to make a bracelet out of horse hair. And
Oh,
I was like,
cool.
oh my gosh, I should send this to Bettina. And it was really easy.
Well, you
So
just braid it, I guess, right?
yeah, but you have to like wash it first, and then you have to sort of like brush it and make it all straight, and
Okay.
then you can do a whole bunch of patterns, but it's really easy, Bettina. You have to go make one.
Do you have to brush your horse's manes and stuff a lot when they're
Not
alive? I
really.
mean, no.
Not really. Like I will brush my horse's manes maybe like 2 or 3 times in the summer. Some
Okay.
people will go really excessive, but my horse has like practically no hair. If I brush it all the time, it'll just fall out.
Okay.
So unless like there's a whole bunch of, weeds, the prickly weeds or stuff, I'll just get that out of there. But look at his he's got practically nothing,
Yeah.
you know?
Is
So
that a
if you
function of age?
No, he's always been like that. He's always been like that. I don't
Okay.
know. He has a hard time. He has a beautiful mane, but he's got nothing in his face.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But no,
There's a question from My Cluttered Garage. Is that Ed?
yeah.
It says, we have 9 large free-range domestic ducks that wandered into our property. You can't get near them, but they won't leave. They poo like dogs. What can I do?
Oh my gosh.
You eat them.
Do you know whose they are? That would be my first thing, because man, yeah, running after ducks, man. That would be a question for Morgan. Or maybe Jack's still in here. Jack, he's got ducks. I don't have ducks, but
You gotta get some ducks.
you could get a net. You can get a fish net.
Really?
Yeah, catch them with a fish net.
Really?
But you would
Man, that
have
would
to
be some
figure out
pissed
who the
off
owner
ducks.
is. You have to figure out who the owner is. They don't go very far usually. They probably go back home at night, and then they're probably like just your neighbors or something like that. No neighbors claim them. What? Well, I mean, you could eat them.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm spilling knowledge here, guys. This is some good wisdom here.
Oh my gosh. Ducks, like some people will buy ducks and they're like, oh, they're nice and cute and stuff, but they are really a pain, and they do they do poop a lot,
Yeah.
and they will step in it, and it's really hard to clean up their pens in the wintertime. That's why I don't have any here
Okay.
for overwintering. If I would have some during the summertime, I would probably eat them for the winter. I do not want to overwinter ducks. After seeing my friend's pen inside, like I don't know if I would keep them outside either, because I don't keep my chickens outside because it's just really bad here. They would have to have a really, really solid shelter. I don't have a shelter yet for my chickens outside. So they just pretty much free range in the garage.
And do you use like heat lamps or something?
No, the
No?
garage is really well insulated, and
Okay.
they have windows on the south facing wall, so
Oh,
everything
okay.
is really nice. They do have heated waters though,
Okay.
because I don't want the water to freeze.
Right.
So everybody has heated waters, but or else the garage is totally comfortable.
All right. Sounds nice, actually. South facing windows in the garage.
Yeah.
I'll just move in there.
Oh, j'apprends le québécois, c'est très difficile. Alfredo, he's learning the Québécois accent. I bet.
Okay.
I bet it's hard to learn. Like when I got here, I was 8 years old, and I used to speak Français de France. And I had a really hard time speaking the French from where I was in Beauce. So they would have like a really, really big
Bose.
slang. Yeah, I was in Beauce. And so Sahal is it's let's say a big truck, a semi truck is hauling stuff up a hill. Hey, Sahal tabarnak.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time saying it. But yeah. Ou bateau, hey bateau. Bateau, je vais aller faire ça. Ah, mais là, l'autre bateau, là. So I thought they were saying boat, but they were just saying bientôt, which means, hey, later. Later, we're gonna. So I was like, why are they saying, hey, the other boat? I
Yeah,
have
that's
no
weird.
idea. But yeah, when I was 8 years old, it took, but thank goodness when you're young, you're a sponge, you know? So you learn. So that's why I have an accent, like a Quebecois accent. I picked it up. But when people meet me here, they're like, oh, you have an accent. I'm like, yeah, I'm English.
Right.
And so,
But
and then,
when you're speaking English, you also have an accent.
yeah, like I cannot speak two languages perfectly.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just
nobody can.
I'm doomed.
Nobody can, really.
Yeah.
It's funny because I moved back to Quebec at around 8 as well. And before that, I was in Franco, Manitoba, which is not quite the same as Quebecois. And I just stopped speaking French because these kids in the schoolyard were making fun of my French.
Oh no.
So I just stopped until I was like 30, working at Starbucks on Saint Denis Street. You cannot survive on Saint Denis Street in Montreal without speaking French. So
No, yeah. It's really important to have the two languages.
Yeah.
It opens up so many doors.
yeah.
Alfredo, lâche pas, ça devient plus facile à la longue. Oh yeah. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up. It's worth it. Chris Garland says, Mel, maybe that's the confusion between tomato, potato. Tomate France versus pomme de terre, Quebec. Is it really tomate and patate in France and pomme de terre in Quebec, or is it also pomme de terre in France?
No, it's is it tomate in French? No, it's patate.
No, he means patate.
It's patate, yeah.
Yeah, he means patate.
No, it's patate.
It's
I
patate.
think, yeah, they say patate in France, I think, and pomme de terre in Quebec. But yeah, I don't know why. I think the confusion why I say tomato all the time is because I harvest tomatoes for like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks before I harvest the potatoes.
Okay.
I almost said tomato. And so I'm like, for 3 to 4 weeks, I say tomato all the time. And then when it comes time to harvest the potatoes, I'm just so brainwashed. Like I have a hard time. So I don't know. I guess Jack is gone. Sorry, Ed.
So damn brainwashed. Hi, Shawnee.
Shawnee. How are
Yeah,
you?
Chris says he meant patate. Yeah.
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 Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So hey, I'm almost done my live stream, guys. I'm out of beer. I don't have any more beer in my fridge. And I guess I can take a little tiny sip of this maple shine. But oh, can a bored fat fox come up? Oh my gosh, I just said that I was yeah, you could come up for like 5 minutes, buddy. Thank you for that super chat.
Russell says someone find Mallory a box of wine. I'll get down so that Cliff can come up because I am supposed to be editing Friday morning's video.
Oh.
I just really didn't feel like doing it, so I stopped. I was like, I'm gonna hang with Mallory.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks for coming up, Jesse.
All right. Good night. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
Oh my gosh, I'm all big now. All right. Hey, Cliff.
Hello. Jesse didn't have to get down on my account.
Nah. Oh my
I
gosh,
sent that
so
right
long.
before you had said that you were going to get off here shortly because you didn't have anything else to drink. I had just sent that right before. I
I
was
know.
like, oh, that's why I posted down below. I was like, well, shit, never mind.
That's okay. You can come up for a few minutes. I was like, I'll just take a little sip of this moonshine, and then we'll see how it goes.
That looks like you're drinking apple cider.
How you doing?
Tired and wore out, and I'm sore.
Yeah.
Digging out a 6-foot square.
Long.
Huh?
Your hair is so long.
Oh, my hair is always that way. I just got done shaving and cleaning up, so it's all.
I didn't think it was that long, or maybe. Oh my gosh, yeah. No,
my hair's actually pretty long. Here, watch. I'll comb it forward just so you can see.
Yeah. It's longer than mine now.
Well, yeah, because you also chopped all yours off. Yeah, I've got some very long hair. Ah! Poking me in the eye.
There you go.
Hitting me.
Alfredo, you 36? You're at level 3 of 12. Already speak Spanish and English, but living in the Ville de Quebec, I need to speak French. Yes, you do. You do, Alfredo.
I hate combing.
Sorry to make you comb your hair, Cliff.
Oh, you're good. No worries. I've just been wore out because I've been trying to dig out I'm actually doing what I said I was going to do at the beginning of the year, which is digging a hole where my greenhouse is at so I can drop all my stuff in like 6-8 inches.
Oh.
But I decided to do it a foot, so I've got halfway started, but now that I have the materials, I'm actually going to scoot the thing over a whole foot.
Okay.
So now I have to dig out 6 square feet of dirt again, backfill the other side, and then I'm going to put some fabric down and some just basic gravel rock, and then I can use that as like a little storage space for other plants or whatnot on that side. And then on the front of it, I'm going to have 2 little squares opposite my door or outside my door. And I'm going to have that is going to be enclosed little planter spaces as well. I'm just going to have 2 little plants right there.
There you go.
And everything's going to go in my greenhouse, and everything's going to drop down. Like I said, it's going to be about a foot deep.
Okay.
So I'll actually have to step into my greenhouse. I have to make stairs into my greenhouse so I can get into my greenhouse because I'm not stepping down a whole foot.
How big is your greenhouse? It's like what, 6 by 8?
It's a 6 by 6.
6 by 6. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool to
Not
see.
Not too big, but considering what I had in there last year, I mean, you guys saw in my winter videos what I had in that thing. That thing was packed full.
That was.
I'm gonna get more in there now because I'll have all of the space up top on my top shelves for taller plants.
Yeah.
Whereas on the one, I only had enough for one side, so I only could get like 6 plants on one side. But now I'm gonna have all of it that way, so I'll be able to get 12, 14 plants. Plus, I'm thinking about turning my little skinny shelf, turning it sideways, so it's lengthwise in there. Okay. It's going to give me less of a walk space in there, but it's going to give me a wider growing space on the side, so I can put like more potatoes or some other plants. Because I'm going to have to put my lemon tree and my orange and my lime tree inside the greenhouse over winter, so it doesn't freeze because they're still small.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose them because those things were $20 a piece. Not too big of a deal, but the time and effort growing them, I'd rather not lose them.
But if it freezes cold enough so that they would kill the citrus?
Yeah, well, it's the thing's only like 1.5 feet tall.
Okay.
And they're in pots, so they did recommend on the tag that when it gets cold to bring them in. Okay. They're technically patio plants, but it did specify to bring them in when it got cold.
Okay, yeah.
I'd rather not lose the progress on my plants because they are looking really healthy, and I would definitely like to get some fruit off of them next season because I think I got them too late in the season this year to get anything, so they just pretty much rooted and all that.
Are they dwarf trees or?
I actually have no idea. They said they were designed for patios for like small spaces, so I doubt they're going to get more than 4 or 5 feet high.
That sounds really good. Pineapple wine?
That I can see somebody getting complete.
Whoa.
Right. Hi, girl.
Hi. How are you?
Doing all right.
mute you guys over there.
Yes, mute us.
Yeah, I did, but I
Greg.
think I double clicked it. Look, I'm even
Yeah,
drinking.
There you go. Cheers to
I still
that.
got my garlic in the ground. Still hasn't done anything.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna honestly, Mel. I'm just gonna leave it in there over winter. I'm gonna see what it does, and maybe next year I'll get some giants out of there.
I don't think it'll do anything. I think you have to have just some fresh garlic and overwinter it.
I'm gonna test the theory. And if this theory doesn't pan out, then I guess I can just go to the store and buy another bag and start over.
Well, I'm excited to see what it's gonna give out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still like maybe like I'm gonna plant them at the end of October. After my first snowfall. That's when I plant them.
Okay, so maybe I planted mine way too early.
Have you planted them already? Is that what I missed? Did you plant for next year already? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering if all this
I was wondering
working.
who you were asking.
No, Cliff. I know you're waiting.
Yeah.
Oh no, what I actually planted mine at the beginning of summer because they started to grow in the box that Mallory sent me, and I completely forgot about them. And they just sat here in the dark, cold, dank room of mine, and they started sprouting. So I was like, I better get these things in the ground soon.
Yeah,
Well,
so I sent him out my garlic. It was sprouting. It was the one that I dried and I kept for my, to consume. And I was like, well, I could just send you this garlic. And so it probably did that with Johnny's too.
Oh, I'm
So
pretty sure
it
Johnny's
didn't
has died.
overwinter. So and what I found was that if you don't
Drops.
overwinter your garlic and you plant it, it'll grow like a leek. But it'll taste like garlic.
That's weird.
I have grown garlic from seed before, from the little seeds on the and I actually planted them in a planter in the house and left them in the planter for one whole year, and then when they got bigger I put them in the garden. So it took 2 years, and then they were still only trying to think here, they were still only like that, like sort of, they weren't
Golf
very
ball
big.
size?
No, more like a jawbreaker, maybe a big jawbreaker. Yeah, but they were from seed, and the seeds are, I don't know if you've seen seeds, Cliff, but the seeds are like, they're, I don't even know, like, I'm trying to think of what they...
I think the garlic seeds are almost the same size as the, oops, those aren't the right ones.
Hey, Drops.
You're getting frost drops?
Oh, we get frost too.
I haven't.
My camera focused. Yeah, they're like little seeds like this.
Similar.
Oh no.
A little bit bigger though. I have some.
These are all my basil seeds that I grew. This is some of the ones that I've actually kept.
Nice. But yeah, no, they look like a little bulb, but it's like, it's just way smaller. It's just like
this big?
Like a not a raisin, smaller than a raisin, but it's bigger than that. Oh, I have some somewhere. Hold on. I can, you're on a tablet, so I can walk. I have some that I think I
Colin,
shoved in
I have
the
a
fridge.
coffee plant. It's growing on the side of a south-facing window.
You have a what plant? A coffee? Oh,
coffee. Yeah.
Wow, I love coffee. Okay, I have some. They've been in the fridge. So that's, where are we here? Where is the, I got to find where the camera is. Oh, okay.
There you go.
So this is actually the whole little flower end once it gets dry. And then the
flower opens.
It opens, and you have these tiny, adorable little garlic seeds. Where's the camera again? So sometimes they're bigger. Yeah, it depends how big that garlic itself was. These are really dried out because they're really old.
So the seeds basically just look like a smaller version of each little garlic clove.
Yeah, and they taste like garlic. They're really tasty, actually.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, Ed had a question for you on ducks. I don't know if Ed's still here. He had 6 free-range ducks that were on his property, and nobody's claiming them, and he's wondering what to do about them.
Keep them.
Mallory said eat them.
Keep 'em.
Mallory said, "Eat them."
Well,
There's,
I said
there's,
get a fishing net and catch them first,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Duck l'orange. So it's a black. I don't know why it's black. It's dried, but you can see the size of it better.
Okay.
But so it took 2 years to get a little decent sized bulb. But anyway, I guess they can be thrown away. They don't look that great anymore. They're really old.
Yeah, we call them the bourbie, which is bulbils, pretty much.
Yeah.
Where's
I
my
have walking onions. I didn't really. Well, my mom had them, and so I've been pulling them all out from her place, so that they don't go with the property. So they have the bulbels that fall over. They're so cute.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And it takes them longer though. It takes them like 3 to 4 years before they can mature into like a real mature
onion. Yeah.
Garlic. Yeah.
So maybe I got a few years before mine do anything.
Wait, I'll show you my garlic.
Always worth trying something. You never know what works, right, Cliff? So sometimes it's fun to experiment.
First time I've ever tried growing garlic, so I figured, you know what, might as well just throw all my eggs in the basket and see what happens.
Yeah. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to grow this year.
Jesus, nice. Mallory, it's what, like 7 pounds worth of garlic?
I actually didn't weigh them yet.
I have maybe half that or something like that. Nice.
How big that is.
It's nothing more satisfying than growing garlic. It's just so satisfying.
I think just growing your own herbs in general is satisfying.
Anything, yeah. But garlic, because I didn't know you could grow it here when I was a kid, and everybody buys that crap from China. And then I finally realized you can grow it. So we have a garlic farm not far from where I live, actually, which is where I got my seed from.
I definitely agree there, Drops. Bunching onions, I've got that stuff by the handful.
Does he want recipes? Oh, I don't know if Ed's still in here.
I'm going to see if I can get the chat on my phone.
Nice to see you.
Nice. Use them sparingly, Colin, because I didn't send you a lot, and those things will go fast, trust me. I've used numerous pockets of the ones I've used. I still got to finish blending my next batch. I've been too lazy to do it.
Hey, Jobs, my garlic will stay like this on the shelf for 2 years. Like, I still have garlic from like 2 years ago. That's still usable.
Me too,
actually. I don't can them at all.
Yeah, you don't really need to. As long as you keep it dry, it stays that way for eternity.
Yeah. Well, 2 years is like the maximum for me, but it's still really good. I fermented. I got some in my pickles and my ferments and stuff like that, but I don't do like canned garlic because it's just always on my shelf.
Mm-hmm. I like fresh. I like it fresh. I like
to
cut it fresh when I use it. I love cutting garlic.
Yeah.
I have one of those presses, but I don't like it. I like to cut it with a knife and just chop it all up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, me too. Mint tea leaves. Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite.
Oh yeah. I
got really so nice much mint growing right out there. It's not even funny.
I didn't get too much basil this year. I was so sad. Like, I planted them near my tomato plants, but I didn't trellis my tomatoes. So they sort of got like overrun by tomatoes, and it just didn't work out for me for basil this year.
Drops, you want to see too many basil plants? Go check out my videos. I freaking have a basil forest. It's like 4 feet wide.
I know you have like really massive basil every year.
Mine goes black.
Oh, you got black basil?
Oh, well, no, it goes black. Like it rots really fast.
Yeah.
Like it comes up, it's nice, and then bang, it's gone.
That happened to me too 1 year.
Weird.
I don't know why it does that.
I think it's too moist or something. I think basil needs...
watered mine constantly.
Yeah, but you have arid air, so it probably helps, right?
True.
Oh, hey,
yeah, I got hot, dry air.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Beehive. Yeah, no, I've got some of the basil. If I grow one plant in a pot, I get leaves on there that are 3-4 inches long and like 2.5 inches
Wow.
wide. They're like little boats. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I had the one I had in my greenhouse also all winter long. That thing was no joke, just pooping out leaves, like
Yeah.
big old leaves.
I think I'm going to start up a batch of interior for my interior garden to have some herbs. I want some basil and cilantro. Those are two things that I want absolutely inside growing because I canned up a whole bunch of diced tomatoes. And if I want to make some salsa this winter, instead of canning a batch of salsa with all the ingredients in there, like my salsa has to have fresh cilantro. So I'm just going to take those diced tomatoes and mix them in with some red onion, some cilantro, a little bit of garlic, salt. And so I need to have fresh herbs.
Yeah, I tried growing cilantro and mine didn't do so well.
Well, it goes up to seed really fast. It's like one of the fastest things that go up to seed.
Yeah, wicked quick.
Yeah.
And then you have coriander.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I did with the seeds for it. I like stuck them somewhere and I misplaced them. I had like 30, 40 seeds from the dang plant.
Shoot, I have like thousands and thousands of seeds from one plant.
Wow.
No, I got thousands and thousands of seeds from my basil plant. But like aside from that and like my beans, that's like the abundance of seeds.
You need to send me some of those seeds, man.
Which one, my basil?
Yeah.
I have thousands of carrot seeds. Oh my God, my carrots are crazy.
I wonder what kind of basil you have.
I have the Genovese.
Oh, okay. No, then that's the kind that I have here then. No, I have those. I was like, man, those plants are awesome. Like, I guess, I don't know.
Oh yeah, those things grow big and they grow fast.
Maybe it's just because I didn't pluck them off enough this summer to make them bush out.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to pop them flowers off, otherwise they stop growing.
Yeah. Yeah, I left everything be this year.
What I have out there looks like a shrub.
Oh.
Yeah.
I literally took a hedge trimmer and went all the way around that thing. I probably cut off 4 or 5 inches with a hedge trimmer, and within a week and a half, grew right back. Didn't even look like I did anything.
That must have smelled so good.
Oh my God! My hedge trimmer smelled like basil. I smelled it because I had to scoop all that stuff up. And the thing is, with those seed stalks, you get one seed stalk, and you'll get 8 or 12 little sections of seeds, and each one of those little flowers has 4 seeds in it. 4 seeds. I'm doing Russell math over here. You got 4 seeds in each one, and around each circle's like 6 pods. So you got 24 seeds around each level, and you only honestly need like 4 or 5 stalks, and you've got seeds for days.
Wow.
Oh, hey, not so remote Alaska.
And the stuff I have out right now in my garden, my main garden, that's actually third generation seeds.
Wow, that's
awesome. Those are all the seeds that I got that were grown in my greenhouse last year off my plant that I had grown the year before.
Good night, Chris. Thanks for stopping in.
Night.
Till next time.
I'm not even
it's like my
blind.
Sage. I can't go by my sage without grabbing a leaf and rubbing it and then smelling it. I just love my sage and the thyme and the mint. I'm like a weirdo.
I got thyme for days outside. For some reason, sticking that thing in that plant, we almost lost it. When I put it out in the greenhouse for the summer and I took care of it, that thing blew up. That sucker is, I don't know, probably about 2 feet wide now, or about 1 foot wide now. Yeah, some of them branches, that thing's going crazy.
They're perennial too, so like they grow by the roots. Like they just the bigger the roots are, the bigger the plant is.
Yeah, mine is 3 years old.
My oregano this year is just so crazy.
Don't even get me started on oregano.
My
killed off. Okay, so I had 2 things of oregano going. I killed off nearly one whole plant because it was the insides were like spider webby. So I scraped everything out, cut that whole plant down to the top of the pot, gave it a little water. 2 days later, it was already green. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I know, it will never die.
Oregano is like mint. We have it at my mom's, and literally I cut the grass and it smells like you're cooking Italian food because it's everywhere. everywhere.
It's an invasive plant. It really is.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it
Oh,
smells
cool,
good.
Shawnee. Keep us posted on that.
Mm.
Ooh, olive oil and basil leaves.
Olive oil and anything. Tina, where are you? I'd like to get some carrot seeds for Mom, who is 88. I'm in the Toronto area in Ontario. I can save some carrots for you, some carrot seeds.
Ooh, I have carrot seeds somewhere from one of my batches. It's only weird. I only got 2 carrots that like germinated from within a year. I had planted them, they grew, and then for some reason during the summer they flowered.
Mine, I planted mine 2 years ago, and then I let them. Some of them stayed, and they went to seed last year, and then seeded themselves. So I have carrots that just grew by themselves this year.
You just left the flowers on. They just dropped to the ground, and
it's insane. So there were some that, and I don't know if I missed some that had started. I have a lot that flowered this year again. So, but they must have been from last year. I've created a monster like the garden. It's insane. There's just carrots and flowers and seeds. I can't walk. I covered because they're like stickers. They're like those things in the forest that stick to you. You can't walk through the garden without coming out with carrot seeds on you. But it's insane. I mean,
if you want to choose between carrots or dandelions, like my garden is full of dandelions. I mean, either or, you know, they both have
go with
roots.
both. You got enough space.
I mean, I'd be willing to try it. Just drop carrot seeds on the ground and see how it goes.
You should.
Cutting out there, girl.
I thought Bettina was about to push a button. She was like, froze for a second.
I know, me too.
I thought she touched a button. I wish I had that much luck with my carrots. Well, I mean, you did yours, in the cornstarch bath last year, Mal, and those things popped up like crazy.
Last year I did carrots.
I'm not seeing anything.
I did carrots with sand method like I always do, and it was amazing. But this year they just got eaten all by slugs, and then they got hit with frost. So
I have a feeling you'll have some huge carrots next.
Starch method is real too.
Yeah, it worked really good, except for, you know, like I said, bugs and the frost. I planted them too soon. So
the slugs, yeah. Yeah,
I planted them just a little too soon. I planted them before my toads come out to control the slug population and the garden snakes. So yeah, the slugs got a head start this year.
Yeah, and they boomed from what we've seen in those videos. Those things were everywhere.
They were freaking nightmare. Like
well,
you could totally put those in a film in a horror movie.
It'd be the slug version of Joe's apartment.
Oh. Well, and see, my carrots were planted last fall, but nothing ate them. So, but I didn't thin it well. I didn't really I should have thinned better and everything else. That's the problem with doing it that way. It just took over where it wanted to, and was like craziness. So it's a fun experiment.
There's nothing in gardening book that say you have to thin produce when it's growing. Carrots and radishes, they have no problems growing crowded.
Well, I got some small guys, but I figure they were free. They just grew themselves.
True.
So who cares?
Yeah, free is always good.
People pay money for those baby carrots, and they're not even baby carrots. I had the real thing. I had some good ones too.
I hate baby carrots. It's literally just a large carrot shaved down to look like a baby carrot.
And put in some kind of a solution. Yeah, I can't eat those things.
And that's where you get that stuff when you get the salad mix bags. That's where you get the carrot flakes from when they shave down the baby carrots. That's all the stuff that goes in there.
Probably.
They don't waste none of it.
No, we eat it all. Well, I don't, but
Yeah, it goes in salad mixes. Like when you get the like mixed green salad mix, it goes in there. Sometimes you can get them dried. Really just depends on what you get and where you're getting it from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll just whatever
Lemon.
they can out of the produce that they get in those big factories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna be
gross.
right back. I want to go get something. I want to show you guys. I'm like super proud of these.
Fine.
We'll leave after he shows us what he's got to show us because it's time for me
It's
to go
11.
get-
It's 11.
Yeah, it is. It is, and tomorrow I have to go swap out all the frames in the beehive, and then my farrier's coming out for the horses,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have to finish my second coat of plaster on the drywall. So
Oh wow, busy.
yeah,
All right. So first thing I want to show you guys is it's hard, it's long, and it's orange. Bam.
oh nice.
I got that out of
It's
the
long,
garden
it's
today. An
orange.
actual normal-sized carrot.
Yeah,
That's a perfect carrot.
Yeah, I got 4 of these out of my main garden, and I was like super stoked.
it's a perfect size.
It is.
It was
It's
like
a
the
perfect
best
carrot.
part of my day so far. And now I
Yeah.
got something long, hard, and white. Damn.
Oh my gosh, is that a daikon radish?
Yes, this thing is huge. This thing probably
Oh.
weighs about 2 pounds.
I
Holy
love
crap!
those.
This is the one
I
that on the
love
last few
those.
videos has been sticking out of the ground.
Yeah.
I just plucked it today in my video, and yeah. This was the main reason why I shouted out Mallory and a certain 4-legged fuzzy thing on her side of the continent. He likes stealing carrots, so I had to mention it. But yeah, I mean, that thing is
He'd
huge.
get a
I
shock.
just thought it was funny. It didn't grow in the
Oh.
traditional, standard point, because these things normally grow. They'll have the same kind of point that a carrot will have.
I buy those. I love them.
But
They're
this thing grew.
so
It just
delicious.
came out all weird. It's got 3 legs. Or it could be fingers, however you want to look at it. It's like,
That's huge. Bettina, do you see that?
Yeah. Mallory has my address if she still has it. If that's
I don't have it anymore.
I can
Ooh. Fail. Just kidding. Oh,
Well, it's
man,
probably in my comments, but
You're
like
dropping
it's
dirt
way
everywhere.
far. It'll take
Yeah,
me
no,
forever
that's
to find
okay.
it.
I can resend it. Trucker Daddy, are you John? Where in Quebec are you?
Quebec.
What about
Quebec.
an email? Do you want to go through me and send me an
Hey,
email,
how's it going, Coach?
and then
Me or-
I'll get it because I have Bettina on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, so I can send Mallory she has it, but I can resend her my address. If you want me to send you some carrot seeds.
Yeah, because you can send me an email, quebechoomestead@gmail.com. So send me, I guess, the message or whatever, and I'll relay that to Bettina. I could do that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
not a smart idea to just randomly throw your email in the chat, Trucker Daddy. That's a good way to get a crud ton of spam.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
I mean,
hide that.
I get a
Just
whole bunch of spam anyways. Well, I just turn up.
I get a lot of very weird Instagram DMs.
Join the club.
I try to keep mine not that random when I send them to Mallory. That way she's, I only send her like one every couple of weeks.
Oh, hey, Lori.
Lori, how's it going?
We're just about to shut this down, actually. Oh my gosh. I don't want to
Yeah.
start. I don't want to pull a Jessie and start yawning on screen.
I still have a lot of beer to finish. And
Yeah.
that's only one beer. It's not so long. I think I've drank half the can so far. I'm not very good at drinking anymore.
I know I should go live more often, huh?
Mm-hmm. I still have to make it up there. We got to
Night,
go
Lori.
camping.
Maybe you could come up and do the Quincy with me since Jessie's not gonna come up.
I got no problem sleeping in a snow dome.
Neither do I. I'm just I cannot.
As long as it's not 5 feet of snow on top of me, I can wiggle my.
Yeah.
I can wiggle out.
Yeah. As long as
Laura,
it
you going
doesn't
to
fall
bed?
down.
No,
Well,
it won't fall.
that's
If I'm building it, it won't fall down. I promise.
you got to do the stick method.
Yep.
Yeah. I used
And
to
once you
build
hit your
snow
sticks, that's when you
forts.
stop digging.
Drops. Oh, that would be funny. Do one so we can watch it while we're doing a live stream.
I was gonna say, do it the way you're doing it. Do it like wrong, but
Drops.
right.
Oh, my chat is bugged. I can't unclick the comment. All right, guys. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to shut down the live stream. It's been on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I feel like I'm slurring my words. It's because I'm really tired. So it's about time for me to shut it down. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next month in my monthly live stream. And hopefully I'll be more rested and I'll be able to, to chat more and have more energy.
Right.
All right. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.